हरिः ओम्। नमः सर्वेभ्यः। अष्टाध्यायी परिचयः इत्यत्र अद्य सुबन्तप्रकरणस्य सप्तमः अभ्यासवर्गः। शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। येनाक्षरसमाम्नायमधिगम्य महेश्वरात् कृत्स्नं व्याकरणं प्रोक्तं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः। वाक्यकारं वररुचिं भाष्यकारं पतञ्जलिं पाणिनिं सूत्रकारं च प्रणतोऽस्मि मुनित्रयम्. Let us start with the Gupa word and the Dvi word in Strilinga. Balaji.
नमः सर्वेभ्यः।
नमस्ते.
पकारांत पुल्लिंग गुप शब्दः गोपयति रक्षति स। प्रथमं गुप प्लस सु 412 इति पदसंज्ञा। देन गुप प्लस स
412 इति सुप्रत्ययः
सूत्रस्यः इति सूत्रस्यः पदसंज्ञा। गुप प्लस स उपदेशे अनुनासिक इत्येन उकारस्य इत्संज्ञा। 139 तस्य लोप इत्येन उकारस्य लोपः। अनन्तरं 6168 सूत्रेण हलङ् ज्ञाब्दो दीर्घात् सूति स्य पृक्तं हल् इत्यनेन हलन्तात् परम् अपृक्त सकारस्य लोपः। अनन्तरं 8239 जलां जशोन्ते इति पदान्तजस्त्वं गुब् इति रूपम्। अनन्तरं गुप् रूपम 8456 वाव वसाने इति अवसाने परे विकल्पेन चर्त्वा भावः। गुप् इति रूपम अति सिद्ध्यति।
and then vavasane iti bakarasya vikalpena chartve pakarah atah
पकारः भवति, अतः गुप भवति।
gupa iti bhavati. So this part is correct in so vavasane is a vaikalpika sutram which means vikalpena chartvam bhavati vikalpena chartvam na bhavati atah jhalam jashonti iti padanta jashtvam tadanantaram vavasane iti vaikalpike chartve gupa guba iti ubhayatha. You just have split it into two, that is okay. Next is sambuddhi. Sambuddhi is exactly the same prakriya. We can skip. Gup plus au, it is only varnamelanam, nothing else. Gupau, gupaha, visarga, and so on is all known to everybody. We will directly go to the bhyam prakriya, tritya dvivachanam.
गुप् प्लस भ्याम 412 इति सूत्रेण भ्याम प्रत्यय पद संज्ञा। देन सर्व स्वादिश सर्वनाम स्थाने 1417 इति प्रकृते पद संज्ञा भवति गुप् प्लस भ्याम। अनन्तरं जलां जशोन्ते पदांत जस्त्वं भवति गुप् प्लस भ्याम। वर्णमेलनं गुभ्याम
गुभ्याम इति भवति। अत्र कश्चन प्रश्नः, झलां जशोन्ते इत्यस्य स्थाने अत्र झलां जश् झषि इति किमर्थं न प्रयोक्तव्यम्? Not just you, anybody who wants to try it out. Why can jhalam jash jhashi not be used over here in place of jhalam jashonte? Anybody? Or can we use it? Either way. Umaji.
नमस्कारः महोदय। अत्र त्रिपादी परसूत्रमस्ति जलां जश् झषि, पूर्वसूत्रमस्ति 8239 जलां जशोन्ति।
हाँ, so परसूत्रं पूर्वपर इति न्यायेन परसूत्रस्य प्रयोगः भवेत् किल?
त्रिपादी सूत्रमस्ति, अतः पूर्वसूत्रमेव कार्यं।
त्रिपाद्यां नियमस्य परिवर्तनं भवति, विरुद्धः नियमः प्रयुज्यते, तत्र पूर्वसूत्रमस्ति, तर्हि पूर्वसूत्रमेव प्रयोक्तव्यम्। अतः गुब प्लस भ्याम इत्यत्र पदसंज्ञा अस्ति स्वादिष्व सर्वनामस्थाने, अतः झलाञ्जश् झषि इति सूत्रं यद्यपि तत्र प्रयोक्तुं शक्यं तथापि न प्रयोक्तव्यं, झलाञ्जशोन्ति इत्यनेनैव जष्ट्वं करणीयम्। नेक्स्ट भिस् ङे, एवरीथिंग इज just varnamelanam or jhalam jash jhashi. Let us go to the 7.3 Gupsu. You can discuss 7.3. Sorry. Okay, Balaji.
7.2.
7.3 Supratyaya. The last one on your slide. The last one.
आमाम् अत्र हलन्त्यं 133 अन्तिमपकारस्य इत्संज्ञा भवति 139 तस्य लोपः इति लोपः भवति अनन्तरं गुप् प्लस् सु 1417 स्वादिश सर्वनामस्थाने इति पदसंज्ञा भवति अनन्तरं जष्ट्वं गुब् प्लस् सु अनन्तरं खरी च 8455 सूत्रेण गुप् प्लस् सु वर्णमेलनं गुप्सु.
Correct. So first you have Jashtva, then you have Chartva, and you have Gupsu. That's it. There is nothing in this word. So very simple word. No questions. We'll go a little fast. So thank you very much. We will move to the next word. That is the Dvi word in the Strilinga.
Yeah. द्वि शब्द त्यद आदि गणे विद्यते अयं नित्य द्विवचनानन्त शब्दः.
Just wait 1 minute. So let's understand or recollect what Tyadadi Gana is. Remember that Dvi Shabda is, first of all, it belongs to Sarvadi Gana. It is a Sarvanama Samyaka word, Sarva, Vishwa, Ubha, Ubhaya, and so on. Towards the end of the Sarvadi Gana, there is a sequence of words called Tyad, Tad, Yad, Etat, Idam, Adas, Ekadvi. This entire set, and then Asmad, Yushmad, Bhavatu, Kim, and so on. A few people add other few letter words also. But basically starting from Tyad, Tad, Yad, Etat, Idam, Adas, Ekadvi. All these words together are called Tyadadi Gana. I can show it to you. I mean, we have seen this, but it's not bad to revise. So in Sarvadini, Sarvanamani, you have this entire Sarvadi Gana starting from Sarva, Vishwa, Ubha, Ubhaya, and so on. And towards the end, this particular segment that you see, Tyat, Tad, Yad, Etad, Idam, Adas, Ekadvi, this is a subset of Sarvadi Gana, which is called Tyadadi Gana. So that Tyadadi Gana is what is written over here. Okay, so out pratyaya. It is nitya dvivachananta. So you will not have prathama, sorry, you will not have ekavachanam and bahuvachanam. Let's go to dvivachanam.
द्वि प्लस औ 412 इति सूत्रेण औ इति प्रत्ययः 1414 सुप्तिगन्तं पदम् इति पदसंज्ञा अनन्तरं द्वि त्यदादि गणम् अस्ति त्यदादि गणस्य शब्दस्य विभक्ति प्रत्यये परे अकारादेशः भवति under 72102 tyad adi namah. So it becomes dva plus au.
Correct. Very good.
Anantaram, this we have not learned, but you have told us to write. Striling nirdeshakah tap pratyayah bhavati.
Very good.
Dva tap plus au.
So in the next module, we are going to learn in details about tap pratyay. For now, you just say Strilinga nirdeshaka tap pratyay. Those who want to write the sutram, ajadyat ashtap is the sutram. 413 ajadyat. 414, I think, ajadyat ashtap. 414 ajadyat ashtap is the sutram. This is one of the first sutras that we will learn in the next module. But the sutram is not needed. Strilinga nirdeshaka tap pratyay. Correct. Next.
Anantaram 133 halantyam antima pakarasya itsangya bhavati 13722 itena pratyayadi takarasya itsangya bhavati 139 tasya lopha iti lopha bhavati. We get dva a plus au. Anantaram 61101 akah savarne dirghah इत्यनेन आकारः अकारयोः सवर्णदीर्घैकादेशे आकारः भवति. We get dva plus au.
Very good. Now
then
next.
we apply 7118 औङ् आपः इत्यनेन आबन्तात् अंगात विहितस्य औ प्रत्ययस्य शी आदेशः भवति and it is a अनेकालशीत सर्वस्य अनेकालात्वात् सर्वादेशः भवति under 1155. So it
Correct.
becomes dva plus she pratyaya.
Correct. 1 second over here. I'm just
She
reminding we
adeshah.
have just 1 second. I'm reminding here we have discussed multiple times why this should not be considered shitvat sarvadesha. This should be considered anekaltvat sarvadesha. I'll not repeat the arguments twice or thrice. We have discussed it in the course. Okay, next.
अनन्तरं द्वा प्लस ई लक्ष्वत्तादिते इत्यनेन प्रत्ययादि शकारस्य इत्संज्ञा भवति 139 तस्य लोपः इति लोपः भवति we get द्वा plus e. Then a is there and e is there, so 61102 प्रथमयोः पूर्ण सवर्ण इत्यनेन पूर्ण सवर्ण दीर्घे प्राप्ते परन्तु 61102 दीर्घा जशी च इति निषेधः भवति we get द्वा plus e as it is and then द्वे
आद्गुणः
आद्गुणः
इति आकारैकारयोः
661 yeah
गुण एकार सो दीर्घा जसी च इत्यत्र दीर्घा जसी इचि च इति अस्ति सो नाट इचि एंड दीर्घा जसी इचि च दैट इचि इज कमिंग इन द पिक्चर ओवर हियर एंड देन द्वा प्लस ई द्वे इफ दैट निषेध वुडंट हैड बीन देयर इट वुड बी जस्ट प्रथमयोः पूर्व सवर्णः एंड सिंपली द द्वा वुड हैव जनरेटेड एज इट इज. There is one question over here that I think one or two people asked me separately on the group on message is that why do we need to add the tapa pratyaya over here? So even if you don't add tapa pratyaya, the argument was that we are making a strilinga form. So even if you don't add tapa pratyaya, the au will eventually still get converted to she. So you will have dva plus e because that tap will not come in the picture. So you will have dva plus e and then adgunaha will eventually give you dve. Same thing for other forms also. You will have dva plus bhyam. So you will not have tap over here. You will have dva plus bhyam and you can do supicha dirgha and you will do dvabhyam. Same for the dvayoho also. So in all the cases for the dvi word, without even adding the tapa pratyaya, you can still get the correct form. Why should you add a tap? So this was a question I think some few people asked and I think I have already given the answer to them. So barring those people, are there any other people who want to answer or try answering this question? Now I don't remember with whom I discussed. So those with whom I discussed, please don't talk. Alaknanda ji.
I think after adding tap pratyay only stri is sonyak bhavati.
So after adding tap pratyaya, the strilinga is expressed. So this is a very important word. Strilingasya tatra prakatikaranam bhavati. We are going to learn this is a phenomenal concept. We are going to learn it in the next module that dva itself is feminine. You do not need a tap pratyaya over there. But in order to express that, this expressibility is going to be the theme for the next module completely. So what is meant by expressing? What is meant by dyotana? All that we will learn at that time. So that in order to express that stri pratyaya, stri property, we need a tapa pratyaya. And therefore, after the tapa pratyaya is added, only after that sutras like aungaha apaha can be executed. So aungaha apaha explicitly needs ap as the particle on the anga. If it is only dva which has a femininity in it but it is not expressed, then it is not an abanta and aungaha apaha cannot be applied. So aungaha apaha requires an ap pratyayanta word. The femininity needs to be expressed by that ap pratyaya. Therefore, tap is added over here. Okay, next one, bhyam. You can continue with bhyam.
Bhyam, again, it is exactly in the same fashion that
Very good. Very good.
we have Strilinga, Halantyam, etc. But then the next thing is Dva plus Bhyam. 61101 Akaha Savarne Dirgaha Ityanena Akaraha Akarayoho Savarna Dirgaikadeshaha Akaraha Bhavati. So we get Dva plus Bhyam as Dva Bhyam.
Correct. And finally, dvayoho Same thing
Dvayoho,
again.
same story again, but there is somewhere there is a change. Dve plus os. 73105. Angi चापः इत्यनेन ओस् प्रत्यये परे आबन्तस्य अङ्गस्य एकारः भवति.
Very good, very good.
अनन्तरं 6178 एचो यवाचः इति ओकारस्य ऐ आदेशः भवति. So we get द्वै plus os. Then there will be a varnamelanam dvayos. Then we do the rutvam, visarga, etc. and we get dvayoho.
Dvayoho. Very good. We get Dvayoho. Excellent. Now we just have one question about, again, not necessarily only to you, to anybody whosoever wants to discuss that question. We saw that in Sarvadini Sarvanamani, the word Dvi is present. The word Dvi is present in Sarvadi Gana. Why is the word Dvi added to Sarvadi Gana? The question is, why is the word Dvi added to Sarvadi Gana? Why you cannot keep it simply outside Sarvadi Gana? Anybody? Let's take a simpler question. Why is Sarva added to Sarvadi Gana? Why you cannot keep Sarva outside Sarvadi Gana? Similarly, why is Tada added to Sarvadi Gana? Why you cannot keep Tada outside Sarvadi Gana? Let's forget about Dvi. Let's ask this question about Sarva and Tada. Vidyaji.
सत्यं वा इति न जानामि महोदय, परन्तु मम चिन्तनम् एवमस्ति. अत्र सर्वादीनि सर्वनामानि इति एकं गणं स्थाप्य तदनन्तरं तेषां प्रक्रियायां सामान्यं क्रियते महर्षिणा. नाम त्यदादिगणे ये ये सन्ति तेषां प्रक्रियासु 100% नो चेदपि सामान्यं वर्तते. अत्र
त्यदादीनामः इति सामान्यरूपेण अकारादेशः भवति. विशेषः किं कथं वक्तव्यं? विशेषरूपेण त्यदादिगणस्य शब्दानां विषये त्यदादीनामः इति सूत्रं प्रवर्तते. परन्तु इदानीं चर्चा सर्वादिगणस्य विषये जायमाना अस्ति. सर्व इति शब्दः सर्वादिगणे किमर्थं? सर्वादिगणस्य शब्दानां कृते किमस्ति? सर्वनाम इति संज्ञा वर्तते. यः कोऽपि शब्दः सर्वादिगणे स्थापितः अस्ति सः सर्वनामसंज्ञकः. यः कोऽपि शब्दः सर्वादिगणात् बहिः सः सर्वनामसंज्ञकः नास्ति. इदानीं कः प्रश्नः? सर्वादिगणे शब्दानां स्थापनस्य किं कारणम् इत्युक्ते तेषां सर्वनामसंज्ञायाः किं प्रयोजनम् इति. So what is the prayojana? You are on the right track. You can continue.
सर्वनाम संज्ञां दृष्ट्वा दत्वा तदनन्तरं तस्य कृते प्रक्रिया एवं भवति इति संस्थापनार्थं.
सत्यम्. इदानीं किञ्चित् विशेषरूपेण वक्तव्यं. प्रक्रिया एवं भवति इत्युक्ते कथं भवति? Not just to anybody. Give me examples. कथं भवति?
स्वादिषु असर्वनाम तत्तु
सर्वनाम स्थान is different. Anybody, people should feel free to raise hands if they want to talk. प्रक्रिया कथं भवति? अत्र सर्वादिगणे सर्व इति शब्दः स्थापितः अस्ति. तस्य किं प्रयोजनम्? I just have one hand raised. Is it a difficult question or is the studies are not being done? These are like very fundamental questions. You need to study more.
सर्वनाम्नः स्मै.
Very good. Let's slow. Sarvanamna is actually right there on this this slide. If you come down all the way this particular page, it's there. Where is Sarvanamna Smai and so on? Sarvanamnasyadhrasvascha, ami sarvanamna, so sarvanamnasmai. Look at this. Sarvanamnasmai is there. Nasinyo smatsmino is there. Sarvanamna syadhraswashta is there. Ami sarvanamna sut is there. So all these aspects, they are specifically about the sarvanama samnya, and therefore sarva vishwa ubha ubhaya need to be in the sarvadi gana, because they need to have these sutras acting for them. Let us now focus on the sutras that we have learned. We have learned sarvanamnah smai. We have learned nasinyo smatsmino. We have learned sarvanamna syad hrasvascha ami sarvanamnah sut. These are, and maybe a few more sutras we have learned. Let us quickly recollect what is happening. In sarvanamna smai, which is the vibhakti pratyaya where this sutra is applied?
4-1 iti.
4-1. That's all that I am asking. Nasinyo smatsmino, 5-1. 7-1. 7-1. Ami sarvanamnah sut.
तत्र आम प्रत्यये परे 6-3.
And sarvanamnah syad hrasvascha.
तत्र ङति.
So 4-1, 5-1, 6-1 and 7-1.
4-7.
Correct? 4-7. Okay. So correct. So basically the purpose of the sarvanama samnya is ekvachana pratyayas like 4-1, 5-1, 6-1, 7-1, and bahuvachana pratyayas like 6-3. Is everybody with me? In case of dvi word, there is neither ekvachanam nor bahuvachanam. Only dvivachanam exists, and the forms in the dvivachanam are exactly like Rama in Pullinga, dvau, dvabhyam, dvabhyam, or Mala in Strilinga, dve, dvabhyam, dvabhyam, dvayoho, and so on. And Phala in Napumsakalinga, dve, dvabhyam, dvabhyam, dvayoho, and so on. So in this case, why is the dvi word specifically added to the sarvadi gana? So we can argue the need of the words like sarva. We have not learned any other word, so I'm not focusing on any other. But sarva, kim, bhavat, tad, all these words are specifically, bhavat also will keep aside, there is a separate prayojanam. But all these words, yad, etad, all these words will execute sarvanama specific karyas like sarvasmai, ekasmai, kasmai, tasmai, yasmai, etasmai, asmai, and so on. Therefore, why? But this behavior is not applicable for the dvi word. Therefore, why is dvi added to sarvadi gana?
तत्सर्वं सत्यमेव महोदय. तत्र द्वि इत्यस्य द्व इति वक्तव्यं. तत्र अत्वम् आवश्यकं. तस्मात् अह उच्यते. तत्र त्यदादिगणेषु अपि सः आवश्यकः एव. तस्मात् एकत्रीकृतम् इति मन्ये.
इति एकं चिन्तनं. परन्तु तर्हि त्यदादिगणः पृथक् रूपेण स्थापनीयः किल?
तत्र तेषु सामान्यं वर्तते किल. तत्र त्यद् तस्मै इति वक्तव्यम्.
परन्तु त्यदादिगणस्य प्रयोजनं तथा च सर्वनामसंज्ञकानां प्रयोजनं पृथक् सम्पूर्णरूपेण भिन्नम्. एतस्यां स्थितौ केवलं शब्दाः समानाः, अतः द्वयोः गणयोः एकत्रीकरणं कर्तव्यम् उत न कर्तव्यम् इति प्रश्नः. सत्यं सत्यं अल्पाक्षरत्वम् इस् फैन्, बट अल्पाक्षरत्वं शुड नॉट बी स्ट्रेस्ड टू मच and it should not hamper understanding or readability. You cannot just say I will add random words in the sarvadi gana because a subset of sarvadi gana uses them. Then you better define a new gana, just like you have defined so many ganas, right?
तावता भिन्नता
न वर्तते. तादृशी भिन्नता तत्र न वर्तते. केवलं द्विशब्दस्य विषये एव इदं चिन्तनं प्रायेण सम्भवति. युष्मद् अस्मद् भवतु इत्येतेषां सर्वेषां भवतु विल कीप असाइड, देयर इज अ डिफरेंट प्रयोजन, बट इति अन्येषां विषये अवश्यं सर्वादिगणस्य कार्यम् अस्ति. केवलं द्विशब्दस्य विषये तादृशं कार्यं न दृष्टम्, अतः द्विशब्दः सर्वादिगणे स्थापितः, यतोहि त्यदादिगणे सः आवश्यकः. तत्र उत्तरमिदं, यदि द्वि इति शब्दः त्यदादिगणे आवश्यकः, किमर्थम् आवश्यकः इति चेत् त्यदादीनाम् अह इति अकारादेशः करणीयः, तर्हि तत्र द्विशब्दस्य विषये पृथक् सूत्रं करणीयम्. Why is dvi unnecessarily added to sarvadigana is the question. Clear?
महोदय.
So this
अधुना
is all,
मम
what you are saying is completely correct, that it is a harmless candidate sitting in the Sarvadigana because it has an overlap with other members of Sarvadigana, which is a Tyadadigana. Everything argument is correct, but then was Panini compelled to do this? Or maybe he could have just ignored Dvi over here and just created a separate sutram for Dvi. He has created separate sutra for small entities. So why not create a separate sutram for Dvi? Alaknanda ji.
Is it because she आदेशः औंग आपः तथा नपुंसकः अनेन she
But
इति
C
आदेशः
Adesha happens for Mala also, right? Mala plus Au will also have Mala plus She. So in the same way, Dvi will become Dva, Dva will become Dva because of Tap, and then you can do the She Adesha like Mala.
नपुंसकलिंग
Same like Phala. In Phala, you have She Adesha Napumsakacha, Dvi will become Dva, and then She Adesha Napumsakacha. Correct? You don't know, you are not expected to know the answer to this question. If one or two people know, maybe they have probably studied somewhere else, but you are not supposed to know the answer. The reason is that Sarvanama Samnya is used somewhere outside the Subanta Prakaranam also. So in the Subanta Prakaranam, it is only Ekavachanam column and Bahuvachanam column. But outside the Subanta Prakaranam, in the Tadhita Prakaranam also Sarvanama Samnya is used. So look at this particular sutram over here. Avyaya Sarvanamnaha Akach Praktehe. Whatever that sutra means, we don't care. This sutram is in the Tadhita Prakaranam, and this sutram is about the Avyaya, and this sutram is about the Sarvanama, and this is where every Sarvanama gets a Pratyaya called Akach. So there is a special Pratyaya called Akach which is given in the given for the Sarvanama Samnyaka words, and Akach is a Tadhita Pratyaya. It has nothing to do with Ekavachana Prakriya, Dvivachana Prakriya, Bahuvachana Prakriya, and so on, and therefore the Dvi word is added to the Sarvadi Gana. Vidyaji.
धन्यवादः महोदय तत्र मम चिन्तनम् एवम् आसीत् तत्र द्व इति उच्यते चेत् त्यदादीनाम् अह इत्यपि न आवश्यकम् अस्मिन् प्रकरणे न वा
कस्मिन् प्रकरणे
सुबन्तप्रकरणे द्वेः अह इति कथमपि उच्यते चेत् अस्मिन् प्रकरणे तस्य सर्वनामगणे नावश्यकं तस्य उपस्थितिः
परन्तु सर्वनाम सर्वादिगणः विशिष्टं प्रकरणं मनसि ध्याय कृतः नास्ति।
आमाम्
सत्यं। अतः सर्वादिगणः अष्टाध्याय्याः कृते। अष्टाध्याय्यां सर्वादिगणस्य इत्युक्ते सर्वनामसंज्ञायाः प्रयोजनं सुबन्तप्रकरणे विद्यते, स्वरप्रकरणे अपि विद्यते, समासप्रकरणे कुत्रचित् भवितुम् अर्हति, तद्धितप्रकरणे भवितुम् अर्हति। इदानीम् अस्माभिः केवलं सुबन्तप्रकरणं दृष्टं, तत्र अस्माभिः इदं दृष्टं द्वि इति शब्दस्य सुबन्तप्रकरणस्य सन्दर्भेण सर्वनाम्न स्म इत्यादिषु सूत्रेषु प्रयोजनं नास्ति, परन्तु अन्येषु स्थलेषु तादृशं प्रयोजनं भवितुम् अर्हति। Satyam? And that is another reason why the Pratipadikam is created as Dvi. The Pratipadikam is created as Dvi, and Tyadadi Namaha is giving an Adesha. Why not create the Pratipadika itself Dva? So you cannot do that because Dvi itself is used some other places like Dvitiyaha. There is a Tiya Pratyay which is added to Dvi in the Tadhita Prakaranam. So that has nothing to do with Sarvanama, but therefore the structure Dvi needs to remain as it is. You cannot simply convert it to Dva. Therefore that Tyadadi Namaha Sutram is created. Therefore Dvi is added to Tyadadi Gana, and for Sarvadi Gana, other sutras like Arvya Sarvanamnam, Akach Praktehe and so on require the presence of Dvi in the Sarvadi Gana. Okay. Agre Gacchamaha. So this completes the...
Dhanyavadah Mahoday.
Thank you very much. Very well presented. Dhanyavadaha. Agre Gacchamaha. So this completes the two words Gupa and Dvi. Let us now move to Gira. Sunandaji. Are you here? Namaste.
नमस्ते महोदय।
Namaste. Start. Gira.
रेफान्द स्त्रीलिंग गिर शब्दः गृधादोः किप् प्रत्यययोजनेन गिर इति शब्दः सिद्ध्यति।
Can you see I'm writing on the screen? You can see in the red part, right? The black part, right?
हाँ
Gru dhatoh quip pratyay krute gru is dirgha iti.
गिर इति शब्दः सिद्ध्यति किप् इति सर्वावहारि प्रत्ययः किबन्धः धातुसंज्ञा अपि भवति किबन्धः अस्ति अतः धातुसंज्ञा अपि भवति कृतद्धितसमासश्च इति सूत्रेण प्रातिपदिकसंज्ञा भवति
So this is not correct what you have written over here.
आम् महोदय कृतद्धितसमासश्च इति सूत्रेण प्रातिपदिकसंज्ञा अपि भवति अनन्तरं गिर प्लस् सु प्रथमा विभक्ति एकवचन प्रत्ययः सुप्तिङन्तं पदम् इति सूत्रेण पदसंज्ञा अनन्तरम् अन्यासिक उकारः इति संज्ञा तस्य लोभः इति लोभः अनन्तरं गिर प्लस् स गिर हल्ङ्याभ्यो दीर्घात् सुरिस्य वृत्तं हल् इति सूत्रेण अवृत्त सकारस्य इति संज्ञा भवति गिर इति अवशिष्यते अनन्तरं र्वोरुपधाया
अप्रृत सकारस्य इत् संज्ञा न भवति लोपः भवति इत् संज्ञा नास्ति केवलं
लोपः भवति सकारस्य लोपः अनन्तरं र्वोरुपधाया दीर्घ इकः इति सूत्रेण दीर्घः भवति उपधा इकवर्णस्य दीर्घः भवति गीर् इति भवति
One second, let's go slow. Let's go. This is a new sutram. So rvo upadayaha dirgha ikaha kinchit spashtiyatam. This is the first time we have come across this, right?
Vakaranda vakaranda dadoho
उपधायाम विद्यमानस्य
उपधायां विद्यमानस्य इकुवर्णस्य दीर्घादेशः भवति
पदस्य दीर्घादेशः पदान्ते दीर्घादेशः भवति दिस इज अ पदान्त स्पेसिफिक सूत्रम रवोपधायाः दीर्घ इका दैट्स व्हाई यू रिमूव्ड स and you said that suptingantam padam or you should say suptingantam padam ityanena gira ityasya padasamnya so now gira ityasya tisrah samnyah santi प्रथमं प्रातिपदिकसंज्ञा अस्ति इदानीं धातुसंज्ञा अस्ति इदानीं पदसंज्ञा अस्ति सो 3 संज्ञा साइमल्टेनियसली इदानीं धातुसंज्ञकं यत् पदं तस्य उपधाभूतस्य रेफान्तं यत् पदं तस्य उपधाभूतस्य इक् वर्णस्य दीर्घः भवति सो आउट ऑफ 3 संज्ञास you are using 2 संज्ञास over here you are using a धातु संज्ञा and you are using a पद संज्ञा so दीर्घः भवति नेक्स्ट विसर्ग
करवसानयोर्विसर्जनीयः इति सूत्रेण पदान्तरेपस्य विसर्गादेशः भवति
नेक्स्ट प्रथमाद्विवचनं
अधिकं किमपि नास्ति गिर प्लस औ गिरौ इति
नाउ व्हाई इज दिस नॉट गिरौ व्हाई नॉट रवोपधाया दीर्घायिका पूर्णिमा
अजादि प्रत्यय परे
no speak let you can speak so ajadi par why is not gira why not apply rvopadhaya dirghayika subhashini ji
महोदय अत्र पदसंज्ञा नास्ति
वेरी गुड परन्तु कथं नास्ति गिरौ इति पदमस्ति किल औ प्रत्ययान्तं पदमस्ति किल गिरौ
औ न महोदय तत्र सर्वनामस्थानः अस्ति
न तद् भवेत् परन्तु गिरौ इति पदमस्ति किल लैक् बालौ गिरौ इति पदमस्ति किल गिरौ सुप्तिङन्तं पदम् इत्यनेन पदसंज्ञा भवति किल no is question clear is question clear you said padasamnya nasti I am cross questioning that girau ityatra padasamnya asti kila balah balo balah gihi girau girah all these are padas correct so what is the problem why are you not applying rvopadhayah dirghayika purnima ji
किन्तु उपधा दीर्घः गिर् इत्यस्मात् एव भवति
so see the understanding over here needs to be that there are 2 different padasamnyas that come in the picture gir plus au girau that padasamnya which is given by suptingantam padam is irrelevant the padasamnya that we are talking is on the prakruti called gira Subhashini ji, is this clear to you? The Padasamnya, there are two different Padasamnya, right? Two different Padasamnyas in the picture. The Gir plus Au Girau is Suptingantam Padam. That Padasamnya will happen for all 21 entities in your table, Ramaha, Ramo, Rama, and so on. The Padasamnya that we are talking is on the Prakruti called Gira. This Gira is not a Padasamnya because Au is a Sarvanama Sthana.
Yeah.
And
that's
correct.
what I was about to say,
And
but I
yes.
couldn't express it properly.
That's okay. No worries. And another point is that even if Au was not a Sarvanama Sthana, it is Ajadi Pratyaya, therefore Gira would never become a Padasamnyaka. Therefore, Gira is not a Padasamnyaka, and therefore Vupadaya is not applicable. So your answer was correct. I just asked a trick question so that we understand the clear difference between two different padas that might appear at the same time. Okay. So this is in the previous PPT. This was previous slide deck in Guppa, I think. This was clearly mentioned in one or two places. I looked at it, but I missed explaining this. Look at this. Suptingantam padam iti padasamnya and Swadishva Sarvanama Sthana iti prakrutehe padasamnya. So this kind of clarification is very useful. That you have a padasamnya for the entire entity Gup plus Bhyam, that's Suptingantam padam. And you have also a Padasamnya on the Prakruti, that is Swadishva Sarvanama Sthane. Is your hand raised? You want to say something else? No. Okay. Therefore, you have Girau Atra Upadha Dirghaha na bhavati. Then we have Giraha. Then we have Gihi, Girau, Giraha, Giram, Girau, Giraha, Girbhyam. Let's take Girbhyam.
गिरे प्लस भ्याम तृतीया विभक्ति द्विवचन प्रत्ययः गिरे प्लस भ्याम स्वादिश सर्वनाम स्थाने इति पदस्य प्रकृतेः पदसंज्ञा भवति अनन्तरं
वेरी गुड प्रकृतेः पदसंज्ञा भवति
गिरे प्लस भ्याम स्वादिश सर्वनाम स्थाने इति प्रकृतेः पदसंज्ञा भवति अनन्तरं गिर प्लस भ्याम पुनः रोरुपदाया दीर्घ इकः इति सूत्रेण धातोः उपधापूर्व उपधाभूतस्य इकवर्णस्य दीर्घादेशः भवति.
Once again, padasya उपधा धातोः पदस्य च. These are both conditions have to be satisfied. Let's go to that sutram. Rupadhaya dirghaika. It comes in the Rupadhaya dirghaika. It comes from the previous. Where is padasya coming? It's an adhikara, I think. Padasya comes as an adhikara. So rephantasya vakarantasya dhatoho padasya upadhabhutasya ikvarnasya dirghadesha bhavati. The reason why I am stressing this padasya again and again is that immediately in the next sutram halicha exact, we have not learned that sutram, but immediately in the next sutram halicha exact same karya is given. It is only for a non-pada. So if you see the previous sutram, rephantasya vakarantasya dhatoho padasya upadhabhutasya ikvarnasya dirghadesha bhavati. If you go to the next sutram, rephantasya vakarantasya dhatoho padasya is gone, upadhabhutasya ikvarnasya dirghadesha bhavati, and that extra condition hali pare, hal varne pare is applied. Therefore, there is a minor difference between 76 and 77. 76 is only for padasya upadhabhutasya. So you need two samnyas, you need a dhatu samnya and you need a pada samnya to apply rvo upadhayaha dirgha ikaha. So let's speak this again so that we remember. Let's explain the rvo upadhaya once again.
रोरुपदाया दीर्घस्य इति सूत्र रोरुपदाया दीर्घ इकः इति सूत्रेण रेफान्तस्य वकारस्य धातोः पदस्य उपधाभूतस्य इकवर्णस्य दीर्घादेशः भवति.
वेरी गुड
अनन्तरं गीर्भ्याम् इति रूपं भवति.
रेफस्य अग्रे विसर्गः कथं न भवति?
कुत्र?
अत्र गीर्भ्यां र अस्ति किल?
गीर्भ्यां रेफः तु अत्र रु इत्यस्मात् निर्मितः नास्ति खलु.
परन्तु सूत्रं किं? रेफस्य विसर्गः केन सूत्रेण सम्भवति?
न खरवसानयोर्विसर्जनीयः इति सूत्रेण विसर्गः प्राप्ते विसर्गे प्राप्ते अनन्तरम् अत्र रु इत्यस्मात् निर्मितः नास्ति, अतः अत्र अग्रे रोः सुपि इति सूत्रं कार्यं करोति खलु.
But even before that, is Kharavasane or Visarjaniya possible? Is Kharavasane or Visarjaniya possible? Assuming Ro Supi is not there, is Kharavasane or Visarjaniya possible over here?
न न
Kimartham na?
किमर्थं रेप अत्र गीर् इति पदान्तरेफा अथवा धातुसंज्ञा रेफः रु इत्यस्मात् निर्मितः नास्ति, पूर्वमेव अस्ति तत्र रेफः.
तत् स्यात् परन्तु रु इत्यस्मात् निर्मितः स्यात् उत पूर्वरूपेण स्थितः स्यात्. अत्र रेफस्य विसर्गः केन सूत्रेण भवेत्?
विसर्गः भवति चेत् खरवसानयोर् विसर्जनीयः.
तर्हि खरवसाने विसर्जने इत्यनेन किमर्थं न भवति? Almost everybody is answering on chat. Please don't answer on chat. Vidya ji.
Jal asti tatra.
So
Karnasti.
Yeah, but what has done? Jal has done. See, jal asti, khar nasti is not a correct statement. Jal and khar are not distinct. You're getting what I'm saying? Okay. You should say jash and khar, or you should say hush and khar. These are distinct ones. So you can say Kharavasane or Visarjaniya ityatra khar nasti. That's all that you have to talk about. So I purposely asked this question because Ro Supi has nothing to do over here. There is a bhyam pratyaya, bhakara hasti, Kharavasane or Visarjaniya ityasya praptireva na vartate. There is no khar and there is no avasana. If it would have been possible to act Kharavasane or Visarjaniya, then you could have taken the Ro Supi and so on further, but that's not needed over here. Okay. Is this clear, Sunanda ji? So this is Girbhyam. Girbhi, Gire, Giro, Giraha, Giri, everything is just Varnamelanam. Let's go to your favorite Ro Supi. Okay, Gir Sup. Sup pratyaya.
Gir Sup pratyaya, Saptami Vibhakti Bahuvachana pratyaya, Sup. अत्र अभी पकारस्य हलन्त्यम् इति सूत्रेण इति संज्ञा तस्य लोपः इति लोपः सु इति अवशिष्यते गिर प्लस सु. अनन्तरम् अत्र स्वादिश सर्वनामस्थाने इति सूत्रेण प्रकृतेः पदसंज्ञा भवति. अनन्तरम् अनन्तरं गीर् प्लस सु र्वोरुपधाया दीर्घ इकः इति सूत्रेण रेफान्तस्य वकारस्य धातोः पदस्य उपधापूर्वस्य इकवर्णस्य दीर्घादेशः भवति.
करेक्ट.
अनन्तरं गीर् प्लस सु अत्र मम एकः संशयः अस्ति महोदय. अत्र हलीच इति सूत्रं प्रवर्तते वा रोः सुपि न अत्र र्वोरुपधाया दीर्घः इकः इति सूत्रं प्रवर्तते वा हलीच इति लेखनीयं वा इति मम संशयः किञ्चित्.
यतो हि जालपुटे मया हलीच लिखितमस्ति.
न जालपुटे तु न जालपुटे र्वोरुपधाया दीर्घम् इति लिखितमस्ति, परन्तु अन्यत्र मया पठितं हलीच इति मया पठितम्. अतः किञ्चित् मम संशयः आसीत्.
इदानीं पश्यामः र्वोरुपधाया दीर्घः इकः is 8 to 76, हलीच is 8 to 77. When 27. There is a conflict, 77, no? 8 to 77.
Per 76 and 77 asti.
So which is the Parasutram?
77.
Which is the Purva Sutram?
76.
So which one should you use?
न तत्र अहं परसूत्रं दृष्टवती, अतः किञ्चित् मम संशयः अभवत्.
अतः तदेव मम सः एव मम प्रश्नः. Should you use र्वोपधायाः दीर्घः 76 which is a Purva Sutra, or should you use halicha 77 which is a Parasutra? This is my question. Parasutram. If you want to use Parasutram, then what will happen? The halicha will be used, but just now 5 minutes ago what we saw, Purva and Para, this distinction should not be applied where? In Tripadi. You are in Tripadi. So the previous sutram tasya krute parasurtram asiddham asti.
Asiddham asti.
Correct? So when you have a possibility of 8 to 76, will you skip 8 to 76 and go to 8 to 77?
Na.
Atah kim sutram prayoktavayam?
76.
Clear? And 76 is explicitly created for padasya. I'll show you one more point. Uchatam.
अतः एव भवता तत्र रोरुपदाय लिखितं तत्र अहं चेक् कृतवती भवता तद् लिखितमस्ति अतः अहं चिन्तितवती एतदेव शुद्धम् अतः अहमपि लिखितवती.
And then Purnimaji pointed out today morning, there is one place where I wrote incorrectly. Anyway, so Halichas, they would have written it. Look at this. In Kashika, Halicha, he clearly explains, Apadantarthaha ayam arambhaha. Arambhaha means this definition of the sutra. Arambha means the sutra has been given in order to justify the cases that are in the apadanta case. In the padanta case, you have Rvopadhayaha Dirghaikaha. In apadanta case, you have Halicha. So whenever there is a padanta case, you use Rvopadhaya Dirghaika. The next would be Asiddha. Clear? So I actually had a typing mistake. I think Purnimaji pointed out in one of the places on the website, there was a typing mistake. I fixed it. So it should have already been reflected. Anyway, what happens after this? Gir plus su.
Anandaram gir plus su. Swadisha sarvanamas खरवसाने और विसर्जनीयः इति पदान्तरेफस्य विसर्गे प्राप्ते पदान्त ऋत्वस्य अभावात् रोः सुपि इति सूत्रं तत्र नियम्यते. गीर्सु रोः सुपि इति सूत्रः तत्र नियम्यते.
अतः रोः सुपि इत्यस्य कः अर्थः? रोः सुपि इत्यस्य कः अर्थः?
रोः सुपि इत्यस्य सप्तमी विभक्ति बहुवचनस्य सुप् प्रत्यये परे पदान्त रेफस्य तदा एव विसर्गः भवति यदा सः रेफः रु इत्यस्मात् निर्मितः अस्ति. नो चेत्
very good. My wording, word by word, you have remembered. Very good. This is, you'll never make a mistake if you do this. So ro ityasmat nirmitasya rephasya eva visargaha bhavati. Can you give me an example where roho supi can be seen applicable? So which means padanta rephasya ru ityasmat nirmitasya padanta rephasya visargaha kritaha drishyate. So here you are using roho supi in a negative manner. You are saying you will not do the visarga. Now I am asking, give a positive example of roho supi. Not necessarily you, anybody. Give a positive example of roho supi where ru ityasmat nirmitasya rephasya visargaha kritaha drishyate. Here what is happening? Ru ityasmat visargaha nasti atah tasya visargaha kritaha ru ityasmat refaha nirmitaha nasti atah tasya visargaha na drishyate. Give me a reverse example, Purnimaji.
महोदय अर्चिस् तत्र
अर्चिस् किमस्ति? अर्चिस् इत्यत्र
no.
That's okay. Archis. Then what?
अर्चिस् सुप् तत्र पदान्त
Archis plus sakarasya kim bhavati?
ऋत्वं भवति.
ऋत्वे कृते र.
रेफः रु इत्यस्मात् रेफस्य रोः सुपि इत्यनेन.
So archihi shu iti rupam sambhavati. Visargena sah rupam sambhavati. We have archis word, I think, in today's list. Anyway, so girshu iti antimam rupam. One last step I think is remaining. Adesha pratyaya. You can speak that. Somebody saying, one second. Somebody saying payas api. So that was the example in my mind. Payas is a simpler example. Payas.
अहमपि एवमेव चिन्तितवती हैंड रेस अपि कृतवती पयस् इति.
So payas is a simpler example. So payas sa becomes ru becomes visarga payah su iti bhavati. Correct. Very good.
अत्र गीर्सु अनन्तरं आदेश प्रत्ययोः इति सूत्रेण अन्तिम प्रत्ययावयव सकारस्य षत्वं भूत्वा गीर्षु इति भवति.
नुम् विसर्जनीय शर्व्यवायेपि. इणकोः and
इणकोः
but it's not only in koho num visarjaniya sharvevayepi, because there is a no, sorry, every time I make this mistake. Id koho, id varna eva asti. Even in the class I made this mistake while teaching. Yeah. So r is in.
पुनः अहं कन्फ्यूषन् भविष्यति भवान् वदति चेत् तदैव सत्यम् इति
I made the same mistake in the class. Yeah, sorry. So id pratyahare rephaha vartate. अतः id koho iti id प्रत्याहारात् परस्य स्पदा प्रत्यय सकारस्य शकारादेशः भवति. Sorry, yeah, correct. Thank you very much. And then what is the last one? Is the same prakriya for
same अस्ति, समानम् अस्ति.
अस्तु, धन्यवादः. Thank you very much.
धन्यवादः महोदय.
Next one, Vishwavaha, Lalita ji. Vishwavaha. Namaste.
नमस्ते महोदय. नमस्ते सर्वेभ्यः. विश्ववाह इकारान्त पुल्लिङ्ग शब्दः. विश्वं वहति
हकारान्त not
हकारान्त sorry हकारान्त पुल्लिङ्ग शब्दः. विश्वं वहति सः विश्ववाह इति.
wait, विश्वं वहति सः
विश्ववाहः
विश्ववाट् हकारान्तः शब्दः अस्ति. प्रथमा एकवचनं किं भवति? यू आर डिराइविंग इन फ्रंट ऑफ मी हियर, राइट? विश्ववाट् इति प्रथमा एकवचनम् अस्ति किल? So when you say Vishwam Vahati Saha, you have to use a Prathama Ekvachana form. You cannot use a Pratipadikam like that. So Vishwavaha Shabda se Vishwavaha iti nasti. Vishwam Vahati Saha Vishwavad. Nochet Vishwavad iti bhavati.
Vishwam Vahati Saha Vishwavad. Vishwavaha इत्यत्र वह धातु ण्वि प्रत्ययः अस्ति. अत्र धात्वन्त प्रतिपदिकं भवति. तद् विश्ववाह इति उपपदरूपेण.
किमर्थं धात्वन्तं भवति?
तत्र सर्वापहारी प्रत्ययः अस्ति. तद् किमपि न अवशिष्यते. विश्व इति उपपदरूपेण भवति. तदर्थं कृत्तद्धिता समासाश्च इति.
Let me just intercept you 1 minute. One small clarification. The dhatu is vah. So you have vishwa plus vah plus णवी. णवी is a sarvapahari pratyaya. It is removed. But while removing, it will make a small change. It will convert vah to vah before it gets removed. So, or even after it gets, it doesn't matter. Pratyaya lope pratyaya lakshanam will convert vah to vah. And therefore the form is vishwavah. Okay, correct. Prathama ekvachanam.
Prathama ekvachan. Vishwavah plus su. Prathama ekvachana vivakshayam su pratyaya yojana. Vishwavaha plus ukarasya itsanya bhavati. Tasya lopa ityanena lopah bhavati. Vishwavah iti halgabhyo dirghat sutisya pruktam hal iti. हलन्तात् परस्य सु अस्ति. तद् सुप्रत्ययस्य अपृक्तस्य अवशिष्यते. तद् लोपः भवति. विश्ववाड् इति होडः इति सूत्रम् आगत्य हकारस्य डकार परिवर्तनं भवति. होडः इति भवति. तन् विश्ववाड् इति भवति. जलां जशन्ते इत्यनेन तद् अपि भवितुं शक्यते. विश्ववाड्
शक्यते न. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल होडः
होडः चेंज करोति. जलां जशन्ति अपि तत्र दृश्यते.
नो गो स्लोली. होडः इत्यनेन किं भवति?
झलि परे ढकारादेशः भवति.
ढकारादेशः नॉट झलि परे. पदान्ते और झलि परे. होडः इत्यनेन पदान्ते नो चेत् झलि परे. अत्र पदान्तत्वम् अस्ति. अतः अत्र ढकारादेशः भवति. So see the ordering. You start with the h. Then you go to dh. Then you go to jashtvam. One step down. And then correct. Chartvam. T. Correct? So correct.
वावसाने अवसाने परे जलवर्णस्य चर्वर्णः विकल्पेन आगच्छति. नो चेत् विश्ववाड् आर् विश्ववाट् इति भवति.
Correct.
तत्र सम्बोधना अपि समानमेव भवति, तदर्थम् अहं सम्पूर्णं न लिखितवती.
So Vishwavahu and so on is okay. Vishwavaham, everything is Varnamelanam. Let's go to Shassa because we have Samprasaranam over there.
Shas इत्यत्र सुप्तगदन्तं पदमिति पदसंज्ञा अस्ति. विश्ववाह शस् इत्यत्र श अस् इति अवशिष्यते. लशको तदिति इत्यनेन चकारस्य इत्संज्ञा लोपः हलन्त्यम् इत्यनेन प्राप्ता इत्संज्ञा न विभक्तौ तु स्म इति सूत्रेण निषेधः भवति. विश्ववाह अस्यां स्थितौ वकारस्य ऊठ आदेशः भवति. तत्र विश्व ऊठ तद् आह इति सेपरेट् कृत्वा अस् प्रत्यये तद् भसम्यक वाह इति प्रत्यये परे भसम्यक भवति. वकारस्य सम्प्रसारणं भवति. यदा यण् वर्णतः इक् वर्णः भवति तद् सम्प्रसारणम् इति वक्तव्यं. तत्र वः स्थाने उट् आदेशः भवति. वकारस्थाने ऊकारः आगच्छति. तद् इग् एणः सम्प्रसारणम् इत्यनेन भवति. तद्
One small comment over here. सूत्रे केवलं वाह इति भसम्यकस्य सम्प्रसारणं भवति. वाह ऊठ, I don't know, you have written the sutram, probably not, but वाह ऊठ इति सूत्रेण वाह इत्यस्य सम्प्रसारणं भवति. So the sthani is not indicated. This is an important point. If you go to the sutram, it actually says वाह becomes ऊठ. वाह ऊठ इत्यत्र वाह इत्यस्य भसम्यकस्य ऊठ इति सम्प्रसारणं भवति. This is a very unique case. There is no alontyasya to be used, no sarvadesha, no antyadesha, no adyadesha, nothing, because explicit action is samprasaranam. And that is why we do not say vaha iti bhasamnyakasya ut iti adeshaha bhavati. We don't say that. We say samprasaranam bhavati, because by definition samprasaranam is on a yana letter, igyanaha samprasaranam. So as soon as you say samprasaranam bhavati, the first task you have to do is identify the yan letter, and that yan letter is vakara wherever it is present, and that vakara is converted to dirgha utha as it is. So if you go to Kashika or Kaumudi, they will explicitly use this word, not ut iti adeshaha, parantu ut iti samprasaranam. Therefore it has to act on vakara. So it's very special condition. So then you have vakara getting replaced by utha with a dirgha ukara, utha plus a, because it is va plus a. It is only va component that is getting converted to utha. So your a remains as it is, and that a then further participates in the prakriya. So you have vishwa utha ah asa bhasamnya. Katham bhasamnya? Shas pratyaya pare swadishva sarvanamasthan ityanenidam sarvanamasthan samnyakam nasti. Yachibham ityanena ajadi pratyaya pare sarvanamasthan bhinne ajadi pratyaya pare atra bhasamnya vidhiyate. Let's go to the next step.
Vishwa u a ha separate भूत्वा अस् इति प्रत्ययपरे अस्ति. हलन्त्यम् इत्यनेन ठकार तत्र गच्छति. तत् विश्व उ ह अस्. उ प्लस् आ इत्यस्य एणादेशस्य बाधनं कृत्वा एण् भवितुं शक्यते. तत्र एणादेशं भवितुं शक्यते, परन्तु तद् एणादेशः भूत्वा पुनः विश्ववाह इति भवति. तद् मा भूत् इति सम्प्रसारण संज्ञक स्वीकृत्य तत् अच् वर्णे परे पूर्वपरयोः
एकादेशः सम्प्रसारणाच्च इति सूत्रम्
एकादेश कृतम् अस्ति. अत्र सूत्रं तद् इदानीं सूत्रं सम्प्रसारणाच्च इति भवति.
So u plus a becomes u. Very good. U plus a becomes u. Is the purvaru. Okay. Now what?
तद् इदानीम् अवर्णात् परे ऊट् आगत्य ऊकार आगत्य संहितायां पूर्वपरयोः इदानीं वृद्धि भवति वृद्धि एकादेशः भवति
एतेधत्यूट्सु इति सूत्रेण वृद्धि भवति गुणं बाधित्वा वृद्धि भवति विश्व प्लस उ बिकम्स विश्वौ अ प्लस उ बिकम्स औ विश्वौ किमर्थं वृद्धि औ एव औ कथम् आगतम् वृद्धि इति औ वर्णः कथं प्राप्तः
वृद्धि आकार वृद्धि अस्ति खलु वृद्धि वर्णः
परन्तु केवलम् औ इति वृद्धिवर्णः अस्ति वा वृद्धिवर्णाः के आ वृद्धिवर्णाः के
आ ऐ औ
why औ why not a and I
औ is also वृद्धिवर्ण
but then why not a and why not I no I am asking you you chose au out of the three why not
स्थाने
speak correct you know everything so tell me what is sthana being acting which sthana is acting over here
उकारस्थाने औकार स्थान समानमस्ति उच्चारणस्थानं समानमस्ति
किम् उच्चारणस्थानं समानमस्ति इति मम प्रश्नः विच उच्चारणस्थानं is समानः कण्ठप्रदेशात् कः वर्णः which varna comes from the kantha pradesh which varna here in this prakriya let's ask manjiri ji you want to say something
अत्र उकार अस्ति न दीर्घ उकार
ओष्ठ्य okay so therefore au iti
आदेशः
ओष्ठ्य वर्णादेशः भवति but that is not the complete answer the complete answer should be au is Ratnakar ji saying kanthoshtha varna and then kantha component comes from the akara of vishwa and oshtha component comes from the ukara of utha so that kantha and oshtha gets combined to form kanthoshtha and that's the aukara which is a vriddhi samyaka entity clear so it's not just one entity it's both of them collectively participating in the final decision okay so vishvauha so you have a vriddhi over here vishvauha plus asa you simply do a varna melanam visarga vishvauha okay now I have a few questions one or two questions again to everybody in the class not targeted to anybody the question is vah utha this particular vah utha sutra has an unnecessary dirgha ukar added what would happen if I say vah utha with hrasva ukar so I am not changing anything कथं गुणः भवेत्
अकार उकार ओकार
correct but then in case of utha कथं वृद्धिः भवति so see you have you have a plus utha that is the correct structure the hypothetical structure is a plus utha hrasva ukar you are saying in the hypothetical case a plus utha there is a guna which is acceptable correct argument a plus utha ityatra gunah katham na bhavati manjiri ji
अत्र अग्रे एतत् एतेदच्युत्सु इति सूत्रेण दीर्घ उकारस्य अकार उकारयोः वृद्धिः
correct so एत्येधत्यूट्सु इति सूत्रे ऊठ इति पाणिनिना स्थापितम् अतः अत्र अ प्लस ऊठ इत्यत्र अ प्लस उ इत्यस्य वृद्धिः एकादेशः संभवति but this is again like running in the circles right so in one sutra you put a dirgha ukara and then you create another sutram etyedhatyutsu and then you complement each other aho rupam aho dhvani if anybody understands what I am saying so it's better you just do ut vah ut and then you say etyedhatyutsu so you use ut component in both the sutras clear is my question clear Panini Maharshi uses utha component in one sutram and forces a vruddhi for that utha component. Better use an ut component with a rasva ukara and then force a vruddhi on that ut component. So you say Vah ut with Rasva Ukara, and you say Etyedhatyut su with Rasva Ukara.
Savarna Dirgha Sandhi bhavati.
What Savarna Dirgha? No, you are, all that I'm saying is Etyedhatyut su. You make a Rasva Ukara, change the sutram, is what I'm saying. Manjiri ji.
अत्र वाह इति प्रातिपदिकम् अस्ति चेत् तत्र ऊठ इति ऊहा इति एकं पदं भवति न
उभा.
तृतीया विभक्ति टा प्रत्यय अस्ति तत्र ऊहा दीर्घ ऊहा इति शब्दः भवति.
उभा. What?
वाह इति शब्दः अस्ति तत्र अग्रे टा इति तृतीया विभक्ति एकवचनप्रत्ययस्य प्रक्रियायाम् अग्रे सम्प्रसारणं भूत्वा तत्र तत्र ऊठ आदेशः भवति. वाह स्थाने ऊठ आदेश. अनन्तरं तत्र ऊह योग आ सम्प्रसारणं च इति सूत्रेण तत्र ऊहा इति रूपं भवति. तत्र ह्रस्व उकार अस्ति चेत् ऊहा इति रूपं भवति न.
Correct. So you're almost there. Almost there. Correct. Almost there. But let me explain what she has said. Has everybody understood what she has said? She said that let's take the Vaha word. Forget about Vishwa Vaha. Just take the Vaha word and apply the Ta Pratyaya on that. Tritiya Ekvachanam. Now Vaha Utha Sutram will still be applicable on Vaha because it has nothing to do with the Vishwa component. It is to be applicable to Vaha. Therefore, you say Vaha plus Ta Tritiya Ekvachanam, or Dvitiya Bahuvachanam is also fine. Vaha plus Shasa Dvitiya Bahuvachanam, because we are talking about Dvitiya Bahuvachana Prakriya. And in that particular Prakriya, Va will become Dirgha Ukara because there is Vaha Utha and giving rise to a final form Uhaha or Uha or Uhe in Chaturthi, Uhaha in Panchami, and so on. All these forms will be with Dirgha Ukara. We will get forms with Rasva Ukara if you change the sutram to Vaha Ut. Almost correct. The only question that I have is Vaha a valid word? If Vaha is a valid word, then all your arguments are correct. The question is Vaha a valid word? Look at the question. Most likely it will be a valid word. I have not seen it simply used like that, but that doesn't mean it is not a valid word. Let's see if it is a... So as you can see, it is only seen as a dhatu. So it is, I mean, nothing stops it from making... somebody is saying vahati iti vahaha. So nothing stops it from creating, I mean, nothing stops it from existing a word like this. But is that word actually existing in the language? So theoretically it will be there, but practically is that word present in the language is the question. Let us assume that word is present in the language and then your argument holds. Even if you don't have that word in the language, still your argument holds in a different case. Here is another example. There are definitely words like Varivaha. So just like Vishwavaha means Vishwam Vahati, Varivaha means Vari Vahati. A cloud is called Varivaha because it carries the water. So in case of Varivaha, what is going to happen? I have that prakriya written on the website, I think. In case of Varivaha, you have Varivaha plus Saptami Ekvachanam or whatever Ajadi Pratyay is okay. Now with a Dirgha Ukara, the form will be Varyuha, Varyuha and so on. If it is a Rasva Ukara with Utha, you will get a form as Varyuha, which is, or Varyuhi, which is wrong. Therefore, you need a Dirgha Ukara over here. Is this clear to everybody? There is another small point that I just additional information that I want to give. Feel free to forget if whatever you are learning is already too much. But there is, so Etyedhatyut su is a sutram which has Utha component in it. Vah Utha is another sutram which has Ut component in it. there is yet another sutram in Ashtadhyayi. So there are actually 3 sutras in Ashtadhyayi which have ut component in it. One is vah ut. Second is etyedhatyutsu. Both of these are taught to you. The third one, it is not taught to you. It is required in the Tinganta Prakaranam or Krudanta Prakaranam while studying the Kriyadi Gana, 9th Gana. The sutram is Shvoho Shud Anunasikecha. Shvoho Shud Anunasikecha. This is yet another sutram. It has sh plus ut. So shoot. That shoot is actually sh plus ut. So that is another sutram which has ut component in it. You can see the examples on the website. And again in this particular sutram, the dirgha ukara is required. Rasva ukara would create a problem. You can see over here a famous word called dyut is created by this particular Chvoho Shudanunasikecha sutram with an ut adesha giving a form like dyut with a dirgha ukara. So this way, 3 sutras in Ashtadhyayi that use a ut word, 2 vaha ut and etyedhatyutsu already taught. Third is Chvoho Shudanunasikecha. This is just an extra information. So that completes Vishvauhaha. Vishvauha is 61171. Is there another fourth one? 61171. Thank you very much. Yeah. Ut idam. Did you search for the this one word? This one, look at this. There is one more. Jwaratvara visrivi uma mavam upadhayascha. There is an anuvritti over here. So there is Sakshat Prayoga. This feature is also very valuable in website. You click on that ut word and you can see the Sakshat Prayogaha and Anuvritti Rupena Prayogaha. So Sakshat Prayogaha is this one, ut idam, Chvoho Shudanunasikecha, vaha ut and etyedhatyut. So I think I must have forgotten adding it over here. I'll fix that. So this is, so 4, thank you very much. So 4 sutras. This 6171 is Swara Prakaranam. So Swara Prakaranam nobody studies these days. So this is a sutra in the Swara Prakaranam. So even if you keep Swara Prakaranam aside, technically there are 3 very valuable Prakriya related places where this particular ut word is seen, and obviously ud ida is 4th sutram. Thank you very much. Ratnakarji.
Namaste, Acharya. My question is about Samprasarana, Acharya. Is my voice audible?
Yeah, it's audible. Yeah.
The thing is, Samprasaranam is that wherein N varnas get converted to ik varnas. Is that normal understanding? Like
Correct.
But in Vaha Ut, is the entire Vah is replaced by Ukara?
No, only Va is replaced by Ukara because it is the Yana Varna that is converted to Ik. Only Yana part is Va, which is replaced by Ukara.
But you said something, there is no Antyadesha, Madhyadesha.
So that's what I said. There is no Antyadesha, Madhyadesha, Adhyadesha, Sarvadesha. None of those common sutras you should apply. You should apply the rule of Samprasaranam. What is Samprasaranam?
So straight look at Yan Varna and get converted it to the Ik Varna.
Correct. Whichever place it is. Okay. So another example, Yuvan is a word. There will be a Samprasaranam in Yuvan. We have not learned this word. But if I say do a Samprasaranam on Yuvan, the 2 candidates are Ya and Va. So you only looked at those 2 candidates. You don't look anywhere else. Shwan. Only look at Vakar. Maghavan. Only look at Vakar. Okay?
Okay. It's only the, should I say that the only sthani is N Varna, not anything else?
Correct. Only sthani is the N Varna. Therefore, Samprasaranam is the specific word used over
it. Thanks so much.
3.2, Lalita ji, Vishwavaha plus Bhyam.
Vishwavaha, Bhyam. Tritiya Vibhakti Dvivachana. Tatra Vishwavaha Bhyam ityatra Swadisho Sarvanamasthaने इत्यनेन पदसंज्ञा भवति. Vishwavaha इत्यत्र होडाः इत्यनेन धकारस्य स्थाने हकारस्य स्थाने ढकार आगच्छति
प
पदान्ते
to
अस्ति
ढ
पदान्ते
हाँ
अस्ति
very good
नित्यं भवति
very
नित्यं
good very
भवति तद्
very very good
पदमध्ये अस्ति चेत् विकल्पेन भवति
correct so you
विश्ववाड्
have
भ्याम् जल
विश्ववाड्भ्याम्
जलां जशते इत्यनेन विश्ववाड् भ्याम् इति भवति
correct correct correct
विश्ववाड् भ्याम् इति अन्तिमम्
Next, Vishwau hai, Vishwavadbhihi, and so on. Everything is same. Let's go to the Saptami Bahuvachanam.
विश्ववा सुप् इति सुप् प्रत्यये परे सुप्तिगन्तं पदम् इत्यनेन पदसंज्ञा भवति विश्ववा सु इति पकारस्य हलन्त्यम् इत्यनेन लोपः भवति विश्ववा सु इति अगेन् होडः इति हकारस्य स्थाने ढकार आगच्छति विश्ववाड् सु भवति जलां जशोते इत्यनेन विश्ववाड् सु भवति अगेन् खरिच इति डकारस्य टकारः चत्वं भवति विश्ववाट् सु इति भवति
Correct. Now what?
धुट् इति पूर्वं विश्ववाट्सु इत्यत्र धुट् इत्यस्य विकल्पेन वयं स्वीकुर्मः चेत् तत्र धकार आगच्छति विश्ववाड्धु
Which sutram gives you dhutta?
दहसि धुट् इति
Dasi dhutta.
तत्र धकारस्य खरिच इत्यनेन टकारः भवति विश्ववाट् सु इति भवति तदर्थं रूपद्वयं भवति विश्ववाट्सु विश्ववाट्सु इति
So you have optional dhutta agama. Dhutta is by dasi dhutta. Dha on chartvam will become ta by kharicha. Vishwavatsu or Vishwavatit su. Okay. Thank you very much. Now done, right? So Vishwavat is done. So before we go to the next, I have 2 or 3 more questions specifically again to everybody specific to this particular prakriya. First of all, let's focus on the Saptami Bahuvachanam. Dahasi dhutta iti sakare pare sakarasya agamaha krutaha asti. We discussed this I think earlier, but once again let's remind. Why not dhukka as a kit agama on the Vishwavad word? So see, the agama is dhutta. It is sitting between the Vishwavad and su. Currently we are making it as the adi avayava, adyavayava of the par particle. Instead of that, why can't we do it as the antya avayava of the purva particle? So can you say dahasi dhuk? I mean the wording might change. You might say daha si the wording won't even change. Dahasi dhukka would mean daha ityukte dakarasya dhukka iti kit agamaha bhavati antyavayavaha. Question is clear hopefully. Anybody? Such fundamental things. I mean this is discussed in the class I think.
प्रत्ययानन्तरम् आगच्छति तद्
न प्रत्ययस्य कित् आगमः न अङ्गस्य कित् आगमः प्रकृतेः कित् आगमः डहासी धुक् इति वदामः डह इति षष्ठी सी इति सप्तमी अतः डकारस्य धुक् आगमः सकारे परे सो ड विल गेट अ धुक् आगम इन प्रेजेंस ऑफ स
तद् वाच् इति भवति वाक् वाच्
no vada plus dha na the configuration is going to be the same thing vishwavada dha sa the configuration is not going to change clear
तदेव तद् ककार यदि भवति अन्त्ये भवति तद् चकार भवति खलु
ककार नास्ति धुक् कित् आगमः आगमः ध एव परन्तु धुक् इति वदामः ककारस्य संज्ञालोपः ध प्लस स सुभाषिणी जी
महोदय उचितं वा इति न जानामि परन्तु तत्र विश्ववाड् ध इति भवति तर्हि विश्ववाट् इति रूपं न सिद्ध्यति खलु तत्र विश्ववाड् दकारस्य तकारः भवति अतः रूपं विश्ववाड् वाड् सु इति भवति वा अत्र विश्ववाट्सु
न
इति
धकारस्य तकारः भवति किल अग्रे प्रक्रिया समाना एव अग्रे all that I am asking is the prakriya doesn't change after this. See, instead of dhutta I say dhukka, then dhukka ka is gone, ukar is gone, dha is remaining. The only point is bracketing is now like this, that's all. Then dhakara will become takara because kharicha is still applicable, khar varna is still there in front, so dha will become ta, and then again kharicha is still applicable, so da will become ta. So everything will be same. Only question is why dhutta and not dhukka. Is question clear? Because everything, nothing changes in the prakriya. Vidyaji.
महोदय तस्य उत्तरं भवता पूर्वस्मिन् वर्गे उक्तमासीत् तत्र किमर्थं धुट् इत्यस्य तुट् नास्ति इति किमपि.
That's a different question. I am asking a completely different question.
न महोदय तत्र अपि षट्सन्तः इत्यत्र अत्र किमुक्तवान् तत्र एकः शब्दः आसीत्. अधुना पश्यामः तत्र धकारस्य तत्र विश्ववाड् ध इति भवति. तदनन्तरम् अग्रे सुप् इति अस्ति तत्र पदसंज्ञा अस्ति खलु तत्र विश्ववाड् द इति जलां जशोन्ते खरी च तदनन्तरं खरी इति भवति तदनन्तरं तकारः एव भवति.
तत्सर्वं सत्यं परन्तु मम प्रश्नः सः नास्ति एव. मम प्रश्नः धुट् इत्यस्य स्थाने तुट् इति नास्ति. मम प्रश्नः धुट् इत्यस्य स्थाने धुक् इति किमर्थं न कृतम् इति अस्ति.
तदेव वदामि महोदय तत्र डकारानन्तरं धकारः भवति.
डकारानन्तरं धकारः भवति. सो इट्स् रिटन् ओवर् हियर् विश्ववाड् प्लस् ध प्लस् सु.
तदनन्तरं किं भवति नाम तत्र पदान्ते अस्ति सः धकारः अधुना.
करेक्ट्.
मृदुवञ्जन दकारः भवति.
करेक्ट् दकारः भवति अग्रे
वर्गतृतीय. तदनन्तरम् अग्रे पश्यामः चेत् दकारः प्लस् सकारः भवति. तत्र खरि चर्त्वं भवति.
तकारः भवति.
अधुना अग्रे पश्यामः दकारस्य तस्य अपि टकारः एव भवेत् खरि.
टकारः एव भवेत्. सो अन्तिमं रूपं समानमेव भवेत्.
अस्मिन् सन्दर्भे तथा भवति.
अन्तिमं रूपं समानमेव भवेत्. दट् इस् द होल् पायिण्ट्. तर्हि अत्र धुट् इति आगमः किमर्थं धुक् इति नोक्तः.
वदामि तत्र भवता किमुक्तं नाम सः एव पैटर्न् इति अहं स्वीकृत्य वदामि. अन्यत्र दोषः भवेत् इति.
कुत्र दोषः भवेत्?
तत्र लिह् इति किमपि उक्तवान् भवान् एकं पदं स्वीकृत्य उक्तवान्.
अलकनन्दाजी raise your hand. Later. That's okay. Alaknandaji, please raise your hand. And don't leak your answers, okay, on the chat. Please do not speak answers on the chat. Speak what you want to speak.
अत्र डकारस्य कारणे धकारस्य ष्टुत्वं भवेत्.
Look at this is the whole reason. You have dhutta. If dha comes associated with Vishwavah or that is Vishwavada, instead of getting associated with the pratyaya, then in Vishwavada plus dha, there will be shtutvam by shtunashtuhu. Dhakara will get converted to dhakara, tossing off the entire prakriya. In the current case, when dhutta is associated with su, you have a full unit called dha plus su. Because of that, Vishwavada is a pada. Because of that, na padanta toranam will block the shtutva on dha. Minor thing. Dha being associated with su makes Vishwavad a pada, blocking the shtutva by na padanta toranam. Dha getting associated with da will make Vishwavad as non-pada, because now pada will be dhakaranta. Vishwavad plus dha will be pada. So inside that pada, on a non-pada entity, the shtutva will definitely happen. For example, ida plus te ida iti dhatuhu ta iti latlakarasya pratyaya. This is a shtutva on a non-pada. So the shtutva will happen and itte is the final form. We studied this form as a not studied in the sense, not the prakriya, but I think I gave an example of itte. This is the risk that happens when you add the as a kit agama on the previous particle. Therefore, we have no choice but to add the as a tit agama on the next particle. So that is Vishwavad plus the su, giving Vishwavadsu, Vishwavadsu. This is discussed in the class. It's important. Do not rely on PPTs alone. Please watch videos and please consider this course as one of the few important priorities, not the last one. Time, whenever you get time, you will do studies, not like that. It's for you only. Okay, one question. In this particular Jashtva stuff, we have seen a pattern. Ha becoming dha, becoming da, becoming ta. So da to ta is chartvam, which will happen sometimes, it will not happen sometimes. But ha to dha, hodhaha, and then dha to da is seen everywhere, jashtvam. So why not directly convert ha to da, and why not make sutram ho daha instead of ho daha? Because dha to da is anyway happening, jashtva. So why not create a sutram ho daha instead of ho daha? सुभाषिणी जी
महोदय अनुमानमेव अनुवृत्तिः अस्ति डहसि दुट् इति किं वदामि न
कुत्र अस्ति अनुवृत्ति लेट्स गो टू द
न
obviously there is no question of I'm just saying why Panini didn't create the sutram called
astu the reverse.
That's okay. So ho daha. Srinivas Mahoday.
नमस्ते महोदय तत्र अन्येषु स्थलेषु यत्र यथा त प्रत्ययस्य प्रयोगः
वेरी गुड कुत्र
उदाहरणं
इदानीं रत्नाकर जी he's typed it something correct Ratnakar ji raise your hand or you can read whatever is written over here speak.
It's in fact in guh prakriya that doesn't become dhar doesn't become dakara. Jasattam is not there.
Gudha, leedha, gudha, moodha, muha becomes moodha, liha becomes leedha, guha becomes gudha. So in all these cases you hear a dha, very good. Therefore you cannot have hodaha as a sutram. Exactly like chohokuhu, what we discussed the other day. Pacha plus kta becomes pakva. You see a kakara, that's why you can't say choho gaha. Same thing is happening over here. You have a dha everywhere in these examples. Therefore, you cannot use ho daha as a sutram. That completes Vishwavatsu. We will stop here, Ashutosh ji. We will start with you. Actually, we can do Agnimat Surudvish. Let's take 5 more minutes and we will finish. There are no more questions. Are you ready? We'll just take 5 more minutes and we'll finish all. Ashutosh ji. Soon as, yeah, I think Ashutosh ji over here. Namaste. Oh, you're not here. Okay, no worries. We'll ask him in the next class. I thought he was here. We'll ask him in the next class. Okay, so actually very easy. I don't have much questions on Agnimat Surut Dvisha. So we will stop and we will go with Agnimat Surut Dvisha. Ratnakar ji, you want to take Sajush? Oh, he has power issues. Okay. Oh, he was here. That's what I said. I thought I saw his number. I saw his name. Okay, no issues. So Ratnakar ji, you want to do Sajush, but we will do Sajush a little bit later because it is a little bit complex. There are a few points that I need to discuss. It will take probably 5 to 10 more minutes. Agnimath Surud Dvisha, they're like very like 2 minutes. And the way he has written the document is very nice. He just wrote it in 3 columns, Agnimath Surud Dvisha. So I can show you the document over here. So see this. So in the Prakriya, he just collects the sutras together. Is Agnimath Surud Dvitta, Agnimatha Suruda Dvisha. So you can go over all the 3 words in one sequence. You don't have to go over all the words again and again, because the pratyayas are mostly, prakriyas are 90% same. Therefore, is a very well written document. So we will start with this document in the next week's class, and then we will have Marut, Huhu, Archis, Atman, Shashin, and then we will go to Saryush. If Ratnakar Mohoday you want, we can move you up, but otherwise we'll have this particular sequence in the next week. Any questions? If not, समापयामः. अग्रिमसप्ताहे नियमितरूपेण कक्षा भविष्यति. अष्टाध्यायी जगन्माता यस्य चित्तात् समुत्थिता वेदानामुपकाराय तस्मै पाणिनये नमः. शब्दब्रह्म समाराध्य कृतवान्यो विलक्षणं सर्वाश्चर्यमिदं शास्त्रं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः. येन धौतागिरः पुंसां विमलैश्शब्दवारिभिः तमश्चाज्ञानजं भिन्नं तस्मै पाणिनये नमः. धन्यवादः.